Thanks for checking out Cars, Shops, and Collections. MECUM Auctions is in Las Vegas. We've got 1,000 classic cars here at the convention center. We're gonna go see some of them, but I'm not gonna do it alone. I got the professor from MECUM Auctions who's gonna show us around. It's gonna be a good episode. I want to call you Mr. MECUM.
Well,
I'm
not Mr. MECUM.
You should have the title of Mr. MECUM.
I appreciate that, but I'm the guy that your viewers will know me from MECUM on television.
Yes,
now
absolutely.
for 15 years. That's what you're referring to.
Yes, I mean to me this is your home. This is your home right here.
It's funny that you mention that because it's very difficult to kind of judge exactly where work begins and fun ends and vice versa. It is truly, cars are a lifestyle for me. Those of you that watch MECUM on television or have been to our auctions will understand what I'm talking about. We eat, live, and breathe cars, and I think a lot of your viewers do as well.
Absolutely. Well, let's walk and talk. And some of these cars right here, we have a 70 Nova, something like this. What jumps out to you when this comes across the auction?
Well, you know, what's interesting about this particular auction is not only the variety of entries, but the quality. This is a restored car, and on top of that, it's the top dog. It's a 375 horsepower, 396. This is the most potent Chevy Nova you could get in 1970, and 1970 was the peak of the muscle car era, what I call muscle car era 1.0. It's a great color, tuxedo black. As I said, it's been restored to perfection, and it really represents the top of the heap for somebody that wants a performance Nova. Remember, back in the days, these were kind of inexpensive, affordable, entry-level muscle cars. Not anymore, my friend.
Yeah, when it crosses the block here.
That's a six-figure car.
69 Camaro. I love the color of this Camaro.
Well, Hugger Orange, man, I'm with you all the way. The 69 Camaro has established itself as being really the it car from that muscle car era. In fact, the current fifth and sixth generation Camaros that have been out since 2010 really replicate this look. This is the one-year only body style that they copied. The Z28 was a high-performance small block version, so legendary in the time period, especially in an era where big block engines were popular. This is a small block, but it's a high-performance small block. Popular then and popular now.
How much do you think something like this is going to sell this weekend here in Las Vegas?
Again, could be very well, could be a six-figure car. Yeah, it could be a $100,000 car.
You have 1,000 vehicles out here this weekend.
Right.
I mean, this is one of the biggest auctions here in Las Vegas. It is the biggest auction.
Yes.
But I love the varieties. We have muscle cars, we got Lamborghinis, you have Eleanor here. Tell me about this one here. Lance, spin back around. We cannot glance over this car right here.
Yeah, this is an important car. This is officially licensed Eleanor, and that is really important for a couple of reasons. Number one, this is not the car that was from the movie, Gone in 60 Seconds, Nicolas Cage, that we've all seen many times. But what this is this is an officially licensed replica of the car. And I say that officially licensed because you have to have special permission to use that Eleanor name.
Okay.
You can't just put it on a car and call it that. So this is the real deal. It began life as a 1967 Mustang Fastback, and it's had a lot of the conversion done with the powertrain, the suspension, and brakes, and that distinctive body style and paint color that screams Eleanor. A lot of folks think that this car really started, the Eleanor from 2000, started the very popular pro touring movement. In other words, taking vintage cars, modifying with modern upgrades, and that trend continues to this day.
This is a great segue because we're going to walk across the red carpet here because this Charger right here, I saw this thing here. I love this one. What does this car say to you when you see it?
Well, this is, you know, we talk about trends, and it was a great segue, just as you said, because we're seeing the transition from really sort of the prototype, the originator of the pro touring, all the way to state of the art. Okay, what you're looking at here looks like a 1968 Dodge Charger. Yeah. But it's not. It's a custom carbon fiber body that's been stretched over the platform of a modern era Dodge Challenger Hellcat.
Whoa, okay. So this is all modern.
This is all modern, 807 horsepower of pure Hellcat power. In fact, the interior of this car, it's locked, the interior of this car is exactly as it would be in a modern era Dodge Challenger. But obviously, that body style, 1968, many Mopar fanatics really believe that 1968 Charger was the it body style. It's a matter of opinion. I kind of happen to fall in that group. So they've nailed that look. They've replicated in lightweight and strong carbon fiber, state-of-the-art powertrain. couple $100,000, $300,000 would not be surprised.
So how does it work with this car coming across the block? Is there a number in mind as this thing rolls out? Where do you get to start the starting price for this car?
Well, it's going to start where the bidder started at. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to end up anywhere near that. MECUM Auctions, known, the reason why we get so many great entries is because we are a reserve auction. Sellers put a protected price on their entries. That protected price is confidential between the seller and the auction company. We in the public don't have any idea what that number is. So bottom line, if it doesn't bring that number, whatever they want for it, they just take it home with no harm, no foul. They're not losing money, they're not taking less what they want for it. And that's important because there's no risk in entering a car. That's why we've got 1,000 great cars here. There's no risk to a consignor at all.
If someone watching has never been to a MECUM auction, it really is a treat. I call it the ultimate car show because you can walk the floor. We have 1,000 vehicles here in Las Vegas. Where do you stand? I love the old pickup trucks. This is what, 73? Is it Ford pickup truck? Where do you stand with the old trucks?
Another phenomenon in the marketplace, JC, I'm not a truck guy myself, so I don't quite understand the current dynamic of this truck market, but it is here and it is on fire, and right now it represents, if not the hottest, one of the hottest segments going. Now, when I say I'm not a truck guy, I've never owned a truck, I drive cars. In today's world though, in the modern buyer, trucks are the #1 sellers from the Detroit 3. And maybe it makes sense that if somebody's going to buy a modern truck, they want something cool in a vintage vehicle, they may look to the past. Certainly we know that car people do that, and now the truck guys are doing it too. And the same thing can apply to anything that's pickup truck related or 4x4, especially the Broncos and the Blazers. Once again, never have been stronger than they are in the marketplace and gaining in popularity all the time.
And speaking of trucks, we have this truck right here. We have a 65 Corvette. How are the Corvettes selling? Where's the market on Corvettes?
Unbelievable. It's interesting you say that. Here we are now into the 8th generation of Corvettes. They've been around since 1953. The Corvette is an A-list standard bearer of the collector car world. They just always have been. They always will be. Prices continue to climb. Demand and desirability is at an all-time high. All generations right now are very strong. A lot of buyers kind of really looking for original vehicles that have not been modified. And then when I say that, there's a whole new generation of buyers that are relating to that vintage look and the modern drivetrains. This isn't one of those. This is basically original. It's been restored, but back to original with only a few upgrades. But yeah, the Corvette market's never been better. And I happen to personally own 3 Corvettes. I've got other cars too, but there's just something special. It's America's sports car. It has been since 1953, and I'm guessing it always will be.
John, I'm in heaven right now. God's honest truth. I'm having so much fun with you. Let's before we wrap things up, let's just go down this aisle here.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll hit the cars, and you maybe give me something that jumps out to each car. And we'll start over here with the 57 Chevy.
Well, first of all, this is a really great lineup because what this is going to do, this is going to give your viewers a chance, really accidentally, to put the finger on the pulse of the variety of what they can expect. 57 Chevy Bel Air, probably the most popular car out of the 1950s. But this one's modified with a modern LT1 engine, aftermarket Art Morrison chassis. Nothing original about what's underneath this engine compartment, but if you look at the exterior and the interior of this car, they've left that alone. Yeah, it's got modern wheels, but it definitely will appear to anybody as a 1957 Chevy. Why mess with the design and the look of that? In fact, this is even period correct colors inside and out.
The truck.
Yeah, same thing. We've got, vintage Chevy pickup truck. Again, modern power. The original inline Stowbolt 6 is gone. That's a 350 Chevy upgrade. Look at the detailing of the engine compartment. Look at the wheel wells. Look at the smooth firewall. Do you see any wires or anything?
No.
That is a term we use in the car world, very sanitary.
Moving down the line. Now, when it comes to people entering their car to auction, are there any qualifications to put a car out there on the floor?
Nope, we will accept any car. Car has to have what we call a legal and negotiable title. Doesn't have to be paid off, we can deal with that, but has to have a title, and the VIN tag on the car also has to be what we would consider to be a legal VIN. Other than that, we don't make any distinction in price ranges or or anything else. This is a 3-day auction. We've got positions available for $5,000 cars all the way up to multiple 6-figure cars. We want to make this an opportunity for anybody buying or selling. It doesn't matter, any price range. Come to MECUM Auction. You're going to be able to do business, and just as important, we invite the public. We want people to come out and see us. Tickets are only $30 at the door to come in, have complete access to everything that we're looking at right now. You called it a great car show. I call it a car show with a pulse. A lot of people do say that it's the best car show they've ever attended.
It really is.
Because you've got the auction action going on, as well as cars that are prepared, obviously spit shine, literally,
yes,
to look as good as they possibly can, obviously to appeal to all the buyers we have here.
The Ford here, drop down. What jumps out to you in this one?
Well, everything. This is a full-blown, this is a pro-built custom. This is also another example. You know, the SEMA show just in Vegas last week.
Absolutely.
With a lot of full high-end custom builds. This looks like something that could have been shown there. This is obviously a rolling showcase for a professional shop that has got a tremendous amount of talent and had the vision of an owner to say, I want something special, price is no object, go all the way with it. We see a lot of that stuff here too. This is one of what we might call one of the stars of the show here. Full custom all the way. They've taken a Ford pickup truck, but they've almost made it look, they've integrated this custom top onto the back of it, it almost looks like a station wagon.
It really does.
And then of course, air ride suspension allows it to sit down real low. That can raise up to be driven.
Folding outdoors there in the back.
Yeah, and that's all full custom.
The Jeep,
very, very trick.
I know, and I know you're tight on time, but I've never seen.
No, it's all good.
I've never seen a Bandit Jeep before.
All right, well, these are cool because this is a brand spanking new Jeep Gladiator, the new Jeep pickup truck that has been done with a package that is an officially licensed Bandit edition.
Smokes.
This is Bandit. And of course, the Bandit from Smoking the Bandit.
Yep, absolutely.
They didn't dress up a Jeep in the movie, but this is a bona fide licensed, a lot like the Eleanor was, where they've gone with that black and gold paint scheme, and it definitely, with the hood scoop and all the graphics and the custom wheels, touches inside the interior as well, all mimicking that great movie from 1977, 1978. Burt Reynolds and Sally Fields.
Oh my gosh,
a classic.
It's true
campy.
classic.
It's campy and it's corny, but it's a lot of fun. That's a tribute to that. That could very well be about an $80,000 or $90,000 truck right there.
Well, yeah, the Jeep Gladiator itself is it's almost $80,000 car.
Right.
Where does your car knowledge come from? I mean, you're a genius. An absolute genius.
I am one of those guys that grew up loving cars, being preoccupied with them. Since 2 years old, my mom said I just had a fascination with cars, and I got to give a lot of credit to MECUM Auctions when I started there, working for them back in 2006. They brought me on to help run the consignment department. 2008, we went on TV, so that's been 15 years now. I get a chance to share some knowledge, but just as importantly, JC, my sheer love and my enthusiasm for cars, vintage cars, modern cars, it honestly does not matter. A cool car is a cool car. How it makes me feel when I look at it, how I feel when I'm behind the wheel, how I feel with the rumble of the engine, it puts me in my happy place, and thank goodness there's thousands and thousands of people out there that agree with me. That's our customer base.
Yeah. Now, as we're wrapping it, we'll wrap it up here. Now you've got TV to do and everything, but do you prep for your show, or you're just, the car comes across the line and you just go?
You know, we get asked that all the time, and I'm almost embarrassed and ashamed to say that I might take a walk through like we're doing now, just looking at cars to kind of shake hands with everything on the surface. But, you know, with 1,000 cars here and with us being, live on television 6 hours straight, no, we just sit back and call the action on the cars. Very much like some car guys would if they're hanging around their garage or at a car show talking cars. It's the same dynamic, and I really think that works. I have to give a lot of credit to the other announcers on our announce team as well. Everybody kind of brings in an area of a specialty that can kind of fill in for the other guy. I'm sort of like the ringleader of everybody, and sort of like the consummate lifestyle car guy. But it takes a team to run this whole thing. It takes about 300 of us to just put this auction on, and there's 45 of us just responsible for the television aspect of it. This is a major production here at the Las Vegas Convention Center, and we love coming here. This is a great car area. Keep in mind, this auction's not just all about cars and consigners from this area, the Las Vegas area. This encompasses a big, wide range of the entire southwest part of the country, including California, of course, Nevada, obviously, Arizona, even even as far as Texas. This has turned into a small regional auction, growing to a large regional auction, and hopefully, knock on wood, we can launch this up into a full-blown national event at some point as it continues to grow. And it has grown literally every year since we've been here.
I've seen it here in Las Vegas, more and more and more cars. I mean, Lance, spin to your right, because we glanced over this. This car was once owned by Elvis. I know that much.
Yeah, this is really cool. The Stutz Blackhawk is an Italian-built car, but it was built on a Pontiac Grand Prix platform from the early 1970s. You can see a little bit, including the engine. You see a little bit of the lines there, but just as importantly, it was a boutique car, what I call a neo-classic, and it was in fact owned by the king himself, Elvis Presley,
here in Las Vegas,
who finished his lengthy career. Really, we're sort of in the shadow of
right next door to the Westgate. Yeah, looking down
was
at us. Absolutely.
Was the Intercontinental. Yeah. And I just have a feeling maybe that back in the early 70s, we might have seen this car underneath the big well-lit awning of the Westgate next door.
If you think about it, this car is probably like, I've been here, I'm home, I'm coming home to Las Vegas this weekend.
Yeah.
Well, John, I mean, this has been a pleasure. I can go hours with you here.
Yeah,
there's 1,000 cars, and we can sit here and talk about them all, but we have to wrap up at some point. Thank you so much for doing this. This has been an absolute
we appreciate your interest,
pleasure.
JC.
You're
You
a
bet.
car genius.
You bet.
I mean, the standard bearer when it comes to cars is you. Thank you so
my
much.
friend.
I really appreciate it.
Thanks for the interest.
Thank
buddy.
you for watching today. Really appreciate it. If you want your car, shop, or collection featured on the show, then shoot us an email at carshopsandcollections@gmail.com. That's carshopsandcollections@gmail.com. And thanks for watching, and be sure and subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes of Cars, Shops, and Collections.